between here. I just got asked a question about not owned auto, hired auto, and non-owned auto. And so I wanted to just go live real quickly. This is coming from the auto section, whether it's personal auto or commercial auto. Hired auto and non-owned auto are part of commercial, but this definition is usually in everyone's auto insurance. So what is an owned auto? A owned auto is just a car that you own. So a car that is titled in your name, a car that you own, that is an owned auto. And they don't really ask too much about owned autos, but just so you know, an owned auto is just simply a car that you own that is titled and registered, you know, in your name. That's an owned auto. The two that are the trickiest to understand is hired auto versus non-owned auto. So here's what we want to understand about that. Hello, Mr. Creeper. One of my YouTube's biggest fans over there. When I worked for the corporate company that would go around and teach pre-licensing insurance classes, they would send me out. Either I would have to rent a car when I would go to these, so they're like, Melissa, go fly out and go rent a car, or they would ask me to go drive my own car to the location to go teach these classes. When they sent me on an airplane and had me rent a car, so I'm on a work trip, which means that work has to cover me. They are requiring that as part of my job, they send me to this location and that I have to get a rental car. Their policy, they had to have an auto policy that would cover me. So the corporate company I worked for would send me on a work trip. They are obligated to cover me during that time, including the rental car that I got. When I was in the rental car, their insurance, so my corporate company's insurance, would cover me and the rental car as a hired auto. A hired auto is a car that you hire. It's for rent. So a rental car is a hired auto. It's not my car. It's not the company's car. It's a hired car. So when my job sent me on a work trip and said, go rent a car, they are obligated to cover me because it's part of my job. And they would cover me in the rental car as a hired auto. So then what is a non-owned auto? When my job would send me on a work trip and they said, drive your own car, it's my car, I own it, it's an owned auto to me, but to the company that I'm working for, that is not their car. My car is not their car. It's my car, not their car. But if they said, go on a work trip with your own car, they are still obligated to cover me in my car because it's a work trip. They're requiring that I do this in order to have my job. So they're going to have to cover me the same way that they covered me if I got a rental car. During the time that I would take a trip with my own car, my company that I worked for would cover my car as a non-owned auto because to them, they didn't own it. So this is where it gets really weird because they will say a hired auto is not from employees and an owned auto is from employees. And you're like, wait, don't you hire employees? This is so weird. That's why this concept is a little tricky because they'll say hired auto is not from employees, non-owned auto is from employees. What? Well, that's why. So again, just a quick little summary rundown. My company sends me on a work trip. If they have me take a rental car, they will have to cover the rental car as a hired auto. If they send me on a work trip where I drive my own car, they're going to cover that car as a non-owned auto. So a hired auto is one where they send their employee on a trip and they get a rental car. They cover that car and that employee in the car as a hired auto on their policy. And if they send me on a work trip in my own car, their policy will cover that as a non-owned auto because they don't own that auto. Okay, so that was a quick rundown of a hired auto versus non-owned auto. I haven't seen any comments. If you guys have made any comments, I'm not familiar with going live on YouTube, but if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. I love helping people, so any comments that you put down, I always respond to my YouTube comments. And since we're live watching this video, oh, happy Thursday. Oh, hi, Alex. I love you so much. I will be posting, hi, Mariah from Nebraska. Hi, hello. I will be posting some classes this week. So what is this week? August something. The end of August, beginning of September, there's going to be some classes. Both life and health, property and casualty. Hey, hun. My boo was actually one of you, and he got me to call him, and then I was hooked. So anyway, that's why he's the YouTube's biggest fan of the insurance exam queen. So anyway, I love you all. I just want to keep this as a hired, non-hired auto question. If you have any other questions that you want me to do videos on, drop them in the comment. Make sure you're in my Facebook group and receiving support and help from there. Don't forget, you can always book a study session with Angela, who can help drill down and make sure you retain the knowledge and the information that you need. Hello from Florida. Hello, hello. So I'm so excited for you guys all. And please let us know how we can help you in the comments. And make sure you join the Facebook group, Insurance Exam Queen group for newbies or something like that. If you just type in Insurance Exam Queen on Facebook, you'll find it. So love you all. Sending you all the loves, all the vibes, passing the exam. You guys have a wonderful day.